So, Ro, just to confirm,
Right.
when you came on the
Yeah.
show, are you single?
Yes, like I wouldn't. For them to say like this guy was taking care of me, yes, this guy was taking care of me, but this was like way like earlier part of this year, so that had nothing to do with me. Like I literally came on the show with great intentions on finding somebody, so I don't like that you took what somebody else said instead of like getting it from me, because you never even asked that from me.
Episode 28 of Pop the Balloon featured the couple that we're getting ready to go over right now. Many people actually didn't see it because they experienced audio issues on the show, so it didn't get a lot of replays. Nevertheless, this conversation goes completely off of the rails, and we're going to go through exactly why. Now, it features Cliff, who's been on the show, I believe, 3 times or so. And Cliff didn't make any matches the first 2 times. Found Ro over here. They matched. They went on a date that night, and they described it as enjoying each other's company, but had, disagreements about certain topics, specifically about him being rejected by the other woman and how this girl is nitpicky. But it was immediately revealed how petty and how confrontational this woman was. And to Cliff, I say that he dodged a bullet, especially when he found out and dropped the bomb that this woman used to have a sugar daddy. Now, I've said this on my show before, and I continue to maintain that, is that women that involve themselves in the S industry deserve no love whatsoever. Some of them find love with simps, but generally masculine men don't pay you any mind, and we use you for exactly what you are, a thought. And what's also funny about this is that when I reviewed their section on Pop the Balloon, and right around the time where I brought up her Instagram, I made a statement asserting that she may have a strong sexual appetite. Ro Ogun, let's take a look. I like how she's double fisting that mic. It makes me think that she's a freak, that she likes to gobble. Ooh, that is a lot of makeup. Oof. Damn, it feels good to be right. But I want to go through their catch up on their show in order to assess what's going on from a conversational perspective, and as well as go over the big reveal. Without further ado,
I'm at peace. At the end of the day, we was not each other's matches. And I feel like, yes, the way I came across could have been done in like a more calm way. But y'all have to understand, I did come from a side of being like blindsided and hurt, and that was just the first time me hearing that. But that's not an excuse. Moving forward, I'll know how to come across certain situations. I will not let anyone steal my peace. Moving forward, I'm going to focus on me, focus on bettering myself, focus on my education, and yeah, I hope y'all look out for Nurse Bay, coming to you soon.
Okay, so then after brunch, what happened? Obviously, I know you had to go catch a flight.
Yeah, he took me to just to catch my flight. Yeah.
Okay, and how has the communication and everything been since then?
There has not been a communication.
Oh, okay. So after brunch, you guys determined that it
after,
wasn't...
yes. Like when I got here, like back to Texas, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But like we like talked about some stuff, and I think like we wasn't on the same page, and maybe like he felt like a certain way. And then I honestly don't want to bring up this issue because I don't know if I can discuss it, but like, what was going on in this chat, and it just was like a lot that was going on. So
okay,
what
was
kind of
going
like
on?
I guess like I remember asking Cliff like, what's your like normal or usual type that you go for? I mean, he told me, and then he asked me, and I told him there's a particular like nationality that I do talk to, just because it's like what I'm used to. But I think he kind of took it as like I didn't want to get to know him. Like I honestly like wanted to step out of my comfort zone, and I really was interested. Like I really told him that I'm open and that I don't want to ever miss out on a blessing ever. So I don't want to say like this person is my person because he's this color or this nationality or this ethnicity. And if that makes sense.
It's actually hilarious, the lying words that certain types of women will put out in front of you, but if you dig a little deeper, what it is that they actually mean. For these types of women, money is their gods. So when they say that she's open, it's not open to all different types of men and nationalities or ethnicities or whatever. It's, in her situation, open to a man that will finance her entire life. Even when you look on her IG profile, and this is actually something that I missed during the live stream, you click on that more, spoil me with wealth. Things like this written on your profile and statements that she was making in a date with him, his spidey senses started to tingle.
Okay.
So I did say that, but I don't know if something else like made him not like want to communicate, because then even like we had a discussion like one night when we talked on the phone, and then you're like, oh, I'll text you in the morning, and then I didn't hear anything else from you.
Okay, and now so Cliff, she's kind of saying you guys had a discussion. You said you were gonna call her the next day or whatever it was, and she didn't hear back from you. What would you say led to that?
Well, one thing, it was a lot of stuff going on in my head that was brought up to my attention too. I kind of didn't want to share it at that moment, but another thing that was brought up to me was Rose had a 53-year-old Nigerian man taking care of her. So this that was brought up to my attention as well from a few people that she was on the show with as well. So and then just with her when she explained the whole like she haven't really experienced African American man. And she
wait, I didn't say that.
She said
I didn't say that.
Notice she's stopping him on this not dating African American man comment, but not stopping him on her being a sugar baby.
Because my mom is from Louisiana. I grew up with my mom. Like,
but you said she basically said she haven't dealt with African American man.
I didn't say I've never dealt.
You said
I've never said I've never dealt. Please don't put words in my mouth.
Bro, you said
because I consider myself Black American, even though my dad was Nigerian. I consider myself Black American. I've dated so many Black American men, but I'm saying the older I got, I just started like dating like Nigerian men, and I just feel like a comfort like
with the Nigerians.
So I'm just telling you, I haven't dated any Black American men in a while. That's all I was saying.
That's what I'm explaining. I'm explaining. So
no, but you said that I have never.
I said you haven't dealt with. You told me that you haven't dealt with African American men in a while. So
you didn't say in a while.
You didn't even let me finish. Can I finish?
Okay, let's let him finish. Go ahead, Cliff.
Okay.
So basically, she said she haven't dealt with African American men in a while because of her past experience. Don't get me wrong. She's like she have dealt with Nigerian men as well. But she had some past experience with them as well. So I was like, okay, cool. But it was just giving me that, if she haven't dealt with an African American man, it just felt like, I think she was more towards, like Nigerian might be more towards her preference. And then just to piggyback off that,
but you can't make that decision for me. If I said I was open to get to know you,
look at the attitude.
You was open and optimistic, but then again, a few of the girls on the show, from her episode, brought it up to my attention that she was talking to a whole Nigerian man that's 53 years old. So I was just shocked about it because I'm like, and then she was, the girls was shocked about it because they're like, why is she even on the show? And then
wait. So you saying the girls in the group said that I was talking to this guy now?
You explained it to them.
No, I was not talking. I'm not talking to this guy now. Like this was like earlier part of this year. So whatever got missed.
So Ro, just to confirm, when you came on the show, are you single?
Yes, like I wouldn't. For them to say that this guy was taking care of me, yes, this guy was taking care of me, but this was like way like earlier part of this year. So that had nothing to do with me. Like I literally came on the show with great intentions on finding somebody. So I don't like that you took what somebody else said instead of like getting it from me, because you never even asked that from me.
Now the hilarious thing about this is that you could tell by the look on her face when he said this, she didn't know that he knew that information. The second thing is that isn't it hilarious that when you call something out on somebody else that is accurate, But if this person is masked their lives in being unaccountable, how quickly that they are to move the goalposts, or how quickly that they are to deflect, or how quickly that they are to make you the bad guy. Gentlemen, you must go out your way in order to try to understand the logical fallacies, the red herrings, the smoke screens that they will put up in your face in order to avoid what they did. You was a sugar baby a couple of months ago. The majority of sugar babies give up butt for money, ergo making you a A man should know if you sold your coochie for a nominal fee prior to a relationship, especially if it was just several months ago. Meanwhile, half of the things that is bought within this apartment is on some 53-year-old Nigerian man's tap. That's why you go into the space and they have on the live, laugh, love quotes on the goddamn wall. Like, what? Shut up. Use a scoundrel, baby girl. Let's face it. And do I actually believe that she stopped dipping into this Nigerian man's pockets? Hell no, I'm not going to believe that.
I don't feel like that's right.
I just feel like because you explained it on the show to the girls and everything, and they brought it up to
But
me.
you keep saying to the girls, but you never addressed me.
So you
about
guys
it.
never had a conversation about this.
Exactly. We never had a discussion about it. So you are going
I
by
felt
he
like
say, she
I
say.
didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to
Because
bring that
that
because I
means
feel
that
like she
you
was going to
wasn't really
twist it.
interested.
No, it
You
wasn't that.
interested in getting
It
to
just
know me then.
it wasn't that. It just showed me that she was
Look at all
bragging about it like to the girls on the
I
show.
wasn't bragging.
Like that
Like,
was
how
just
can
the
you go by?
that was
I
just
don't
the
get
thing
it.
that
How can you go by he
Of
say,
course you
she
don't.
say? I would never do that to you because even in the group chat, I heard some stuff you were saying, but I never said, oh, I'm not going to talk to Cliff because I'm hearing this. Like, I'm 33 years old. I wouldn't go back and be like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him because I heard this. I'm an adult.
So, Ro,
Like,
all the
I make my
girls
own
are in
decisions.
a group chat together from the episode. Is that where
Like
this
the
information is
girls,
coming
Group chat.
from?
right? So the girls have a group chat that we made a group chat because we wanted to go out after the show and like hang out. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what the group chat was morely about.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just turned to something else. And I'm not trying to put the other girls out there because I love, I got to know everybody. But I don't know what girls he's pertaining to because I honestly was not in the back bragging about some 50-year-old man taking care of me because that's not what it is. And I wish you would have addressed me like personally and I would have told you no. That was like way back then. I mean, that's how communication started. And I told you on the show,
A couple weeks
communication
ago?
is a real big issue for me.
Wow.
That's my love language. If you can't
Wow.
communicate with me and you're going by like what the streets are saying, like you would never have a real relationship. And that's just
it wasn't
that's
rough.
just
The
pure
street.
So because I did not mention your previous work, all of a sudden I am now insufficient. All of a sudden now, what am I missing by being unable to have a relationship with you? Now, mind you, guys, notice the tactics. And this is what's going to happen to a lot of these smooth-brained, modern-ass women within these relationships is that at the point that you bring an accurate statement and they want to throw that pylon down the goddamn scrimmage line, what is it that they do? They'll try to pick out every partially, maybe not so accurate things in the statements that you are saying, and they'll focus on those things. For example, in this situation, who cares whether or not you bragged about it or you just told them about it? Who gives a shit? But she's going to focus on this brag. What do you mean I was over here just bragging about it to all of these girls? I don't even know what girls, but it's not about the bragging, baby girl. It's that a couple of weeks to months ago, you admit that you was in a sugar baby relationship. What is it about your psyche that you've allowed yourself to believe that that's some normal ass shit to not think that that is weird enough for a man seriously looking for a relationship to be concerned about?
And it was multiple people that was bringing.
I'm just saying like street, like outside people.
But it's multiple people bringing up the same situation.
But you're still saying multiple people instead of addressing it from the person that it happened to.
That it
So now
happened to.
it feels like, I'm sorry. Like, now it feels like you're trying to make me look bad on this show. Like, oh, she had this
That's
man
what
taking
you
care of
did.
her while she came on the show. I haven't seen that man in months. Like, literally.
And notice the language of who it happened to, posturing that she's perhaps the victim in this situation, as if it wasn't a conscious decision.
Months.
So,
Crazy.
Cliff, did you ever like once think like, okay, you know what? I'm hearing this. let me go ahead and speak with her and get more clarification.
No, I didn't really want to. I didn't want to bring it to her attention because I just feel like we'll be in a debate like how it is
How
right
it is
now,
right
just
now, Arlen.
constantly like it was just go back and
It's not
forth.
a
It
debate.
had
I'm
been us
defending
going back and
myself.
forth, and like
I'm
she
defending
saying that
myself.
This is
it was just
wild.
like she bringing it up like it was past years or something when it was probably could have been recently.
Yeah.
So I just didn't
It
want to.
wasn't recent though.
So I don't really know what it was. So I didn't really want to necessarily talk about
Yeah.
it like at that point because I
Your
Okay.
feel like she
branding
would
is
have just
ruined.
probably said like, oh, it was in the past or some years ago.
Because that's true. Like I'm gonna defend myself. If it's not
That's
if it's true, I would tell you. If it's not true, I would tell you it's not true. Like I'm gonna defend myself.
that's fine.
So how was it brought up to you, Cliff? Like you reached out to the other girls or they reached out
No,
to
actually,
you?
they
Like
reached. Yeah,
how?
actually, it was one that she was actually cool with. But yeah, she reached out to me and told me, and she was like she can't believe that she told her that because she literally explained it to her. And then this was actually one of the girls that actually popped on me that told me it personally. So, um, and she told me that she was bragging about it, and she thought about it like, why is you even on the show if you announcing
And
it
I
and telling?
honestly feel like I already know who you're talking about, and that's probably the main person that was causing all the mess. But I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, but like
Mhm.
I said,
I wish,
that
but honestly, at the end of the day, you're my match. I'm your match. You talking to her about me is
I,
not
I
okay.
would. I
You
mean, it
should
was
have
brought to
reached
my
out to
attention.
me to
I didn't
ask
say
me.
nothing. I didn't even know anything. It was brought to my attention.
I know, but when you
So
heard that, you should have been like, "Ro, like, is this true?"
I
And I would
heard
have been like, "No,
this.
Cliff, that's not true." Like, she might have misheard something or misread something because I keep all my receipts. Like, I have messages
Wow.
too.
that's
So
fine.
I wish you would have addressed me first and been like, "Ro, she said this. Is this true?" And I would have told you. I have nothing to hide. Promise you.
Okay.
Okay.
So Cliff, you got this information and then right after you got that, that was it. You never spoke to Ro again?
Yeah, I really did. I kind of like, I just fell back like off, bro. I couldn't deal with like all that. Just hearing the information and then just with the whole, she kept bringing up like, oh, how I was constantly saying person name and stuff. It was just giving me a lot of like, I was going to pull my dreads out to be honest with you.
Yep.
Like, I just didn't want to keep conversation where like, it was just,
This guy is making me
I
trying
don't
to
know.
make me
It's
look
just,
bad.
Also, what she's failing to understand is that it's not just the information that he heard, but it's also the experiences that he had with you. So, because you guys were already having disagreements on your previous dates, and then he hears that information on top of all of that, it's like at a certain point, it's like, why even come and have a conversation? I got a life to live. And I'll be damn sure that within that life, I am not going back and forth with a woman regarding her past decisions.
I just left it alone because I just wanted to like kind of move on because it was just I feel like it was be a lot of going back and forth with me and her. So I'm
Okay.
not that kind of person to keep going back and forth and always having to talk and I'm just like a more peace and smooth. But with Ro, it's just like it's just constantly have to like go
She's
back and
she's
forth. So
argumentative.
I didn't want to kind of deal with that. So I wanted to keep my peace. So I kind of just left it as it is and
That's what
just
you
let
should
it
have did.
just let it die down. Really,
That's what
to
you
be
should have
honest
did.
with you.
Okay. So were you interested in her to begin with? Like,
I mean, I was, but with
I
all
don't
the
think
information
so.
and stuff, with all the information and stuff that I got, it just kind of like
The
it made
information that you got.
it just made me kind of like
Look at
think
the
twice, and
attitude.
then just from the text message and stuff because I don't know, I just started thinking a little bit, and then plus when we rode in the car together, she didn't really she didn't really want to match with me anyway when she explained everything to me, so. That was another thing because I really wasn't truly her match, and she explained that to me in the car. So that was another
I
reason.
never told you that, Cliff.
You did tell me that. You did tell me.
I did not. Why are you trying to make me look
Um,
bad?
I'm really not. So
You
I'm
are, but
like,
it's
see, that's
fine. You
what
know what?
Arlette. That's why I said,
I came
Arlette.
on here.
This is why I
I came
said I
on
didn't
here
want.
with
This is why I didn't
I
want
came
to.
on
sorry
here
guys,
with
hold
that.
on. One person at a time. I can't hear.
I let him talk. I came on here with great intentions to, not to like make him look bad, just go with the flow, like tell him, my side.
Mhm.
But like the stuff that you're saying is kind of crazy because for you to say that I sat in the car and said that you was not my match, I would never say that. That has not came out my mouth ever. As I watched the show, I was not your match. When I watched the show, I was not your match. You literally was on that show asking the same questions to every lady. And the only question you were asking the lady was about travel. It was nothing about them genuinely, like as a person. It was nothing about them bringing anything to the table. It was nothing about them internally. You were only asking about travel. So to me, like, you're on the show just to find someone to travel with. And honestly, when I watched it, I kind of looked and was like, this guy really wasn't even really that interested in me, because you didn't really ask me any questions. The only person that was really asking me questions was Rob. Like, nobody.
And,
You honestly did not show interest in me. Like, you did not. And and I know I didn't tell you was not my match, because I honestly wanted to match with you because you were older. I like that you were calm. Like, I want a man that's calm. I don't want a man that's rowdy, because I'm already like energetic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I chose you because of those characteristics that I seen. You were calm, you were older. You cared yourself more, better. I liked how you were dressed. Like,
Yeah.
so you can't say that I chose you. I didn't, like, you were not my initial match, because if that was the case, I would pop my balloon, honestly. At the end of the day, like,
Right.
that's just it. But honestly, to me, watching the show with my friends and family, it just seemed like you just wanted a match, and it didn't really feel like you wanted something genuine, because your questions were not in a genuine place. It was just like, oh, where have you been? Where have you traveled? That's it. Point blank, period.
So he calls out that he don't think that she was attracted to him based off of statements that she said. And now we find out here, as soon as he says that, she's in transition it to, well, you were never attracted to me because you ask all the women the same questions. Is it just me, or do we see the difference here? Listen, I'm going to stop the content right here because she is giving me a damn headache. Anyway, ma'am, go back to Sugar Baby, and I think that'll be your best bet for attracting men who are willing to deal with your rude attitude, your rude behavior. I can already tell by the way that you're addressing him in a confrontational, adversarial, argumentative way, the hand movements all up into the camera, right? Like, you do this. This is who you are. This is what you're about. And the thing is like, I think that it's also within all of this. I think that it's odd that not more of these behaviors like this don't get called out as soon as it happens. This right here is a problem. Her reaction to this is a problem. The defensiveness to what she is actually doing is a problem. And until problems like this can get fixed, we're going to see more division between this. And shout out to Cliff, and shout out to my G's out there that work on themselves to maintain peace within their life, that stay away from bahumans just like this one, that go above and beyond to not go back and forth with these women, because we know at the end of the day it's just a waste. It's a time suck. It's an energy suck. It's a purpose suck, right? And purpose driven, high octane, high value men can't be involved in it. It's not masculine. Also, at the end of the day, whether or not you man or woman, if you tell the person that you're dating that I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone to date you, it's probably not going to turn out very well for you. But again, shout out to Cliff. When I see respectful dudes like this carrying themselves respectfully, you got to give them a round of applause at the end of the day. But my guy, you dodged not just a bullet, but an atom bomb. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre Tourism Reviews at gmail.com. What do you guys think about this piece of work content right here? Leave me your comments down in the comment box down below, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube, peace.
You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell a man you can't jet. The big the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell a man you can't jet. The big the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. Dead bars, need defibrillation ASAP. Get boxed with a straight gap. I'm reminded of mind state.